Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Aditya Sai. Welcome to our channel of the Shoulder and Knee Clinic, where we talk about various issues pertaining to the shoulder, the knee, ligament injuries and sports injuries. So today we are going to talk about a very important thing, which is sports injuries in adolescents. Now, with improvement in facilities, lifestyle, a lot of young athletes are coming up and there is more emphasis on sports. But with an increase in the number of young athletes, there is also an increase in the number of sports injuries. So this is a very important topic for parents, and if you're a parent to a young athlete, do tune into this. So what are the types of injuries which a young athlete can sustain? So younger individuals are susceptible to injuries, but they recover also quite well because of the growing age and good healing potential. But typically, the most common injuries which we find in these individuals are injuries to the ligaments. There are some fractures, there may be sprains, and when they are playing contact sports, there may be some sort of head injuries like concussions. So when you look at football, concussion is probably one of the most common injury. Also, when we look at injuries to the knee, there can be injuries to the ligaments like the ACL or the meniscus. They can get injured while playing sports. When you look at sports like cricket, then typically bowlers tend to have ligament injuries in the shoulder. Overhead athletes like badminton players, they tend to have ligament tears like slap tears. So these are the common injuries. In certain contact sports like kabaddi, there can be more contact. People fall down or fall on top of each other, and there can be dislocations of the shoulder. So these are all the injuries that are common. So now, why these things are happening and what can we do to decrease the risk of an individual having them? So one of the most important reasons why these injuries are on the rise is because we are stressing the children too much. There is some class at 8 o'clock, then there is sports, and then there is some class, and throughout the day their schedule is packed. There's no time for rest. So if they play without adequate rest, if the body is still not in a position to take the stress, then that is one of the most common reason for injury. A lot of internet use. People are always on the mobile, their attention span is less, they cannot focus on one thing at a time. So lack of attention with regards to what they are playing, that is also a very important reason for injuries. Now obviously there are certain intrinsic issues like the surface in which you are playing, it was not good. If it was slippery like AstroTurf, the older generations, then if the footwear is not correct, if while playing cricket spikes are not there, while playing football proper footwear is not there, then people can have injuries. So this is one of the reasons. Second, lack of adequate warm up before playing or lack of adequate cool down after playing, that is also a reason for the injuries. So now what are these injuries? So when you look at shoulder, as I said, slap tears or dislocations are common in overhead athletes, in swimmers. In the knee, ligament injuries can be there like a ACL tear or a meniscus injury. When you look at hip, then in gymnasts typically we get this femoroacetabular impingement, labral tears. So these all pathologies are common, but the most common thing which you get actually is sprains, which happen due to twisting of the ankle. So people twist their ankle, it swells up, and they don't get it treated, and then it keeps on twisting repeatedly, leading to significant ligament injuries in the ankle. So how do we prevent them? That's a very important aspect. So most important is give your child a varied amount of sports. So not only if they're playing badminton, let them indulge in some amount of other sports also, so that different muscle groups are utilized throughout the year. Do not overstress them, clear their burden so that they have adequate rest. Also digital detox so that they have more focus. Nowadays with Instagram, YouTube and the reels and all those things, the attention span is less than 10-20 seconds. So we need to prolong that attention. These all pathologies are common, but the health is a very important aspect. So if their attention is fully focused on what they are doing, then the risk of injury is less. Proper equipment is very important when you're playing to decrease the risk of injury. So if you like our channel, if you find this if you have found this video informative, do share, like and subscribe, and definitely do share it with fellow parents so that it can help them. Thank you and stay tuned.